$1.3 million Sizzla did want to perform in a Trinidad. And Sizzla was not going to make the man make back his money. So how Sizzla want to charge somebody when he can't make them make back? Want to tell me say me wrong if me wrong. Can Sizzla make a promoter make back $1.3 million? Can you be confident in yourself to say Sizzla can make the promoter make back him $1.3 million?
Blessed day, my people. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the promoter for the Kartel show in Trinidad is now in fear of his life. Guess what, people? The money we him use, the money we him pay Kartel, well, not just Kartel, to keep the event, every single thing, I borrow the money. So you don't know we're going to give you the news because the man right now a fear for him life, my people. So we're going to talk about it. Also, Sizzla accused of styling Vybz Kartel by wanting the same money as Vybz Kartel, is it? And this comes after Vybz Kartel it pull out of the event and stuff like that. I'm going to read the article and also I play a video where Sizzla get called out for all of that. And you know, Sizzla get put in place. People are say him not worth the money there, him not worth the 1.35 million with Vybz Kartel worth and stuff. So when I play the video, you know, we understand what's going on. And also Sizzla Kalonji has responded to the news where circulate about him wanting the same money as Vybz Kartel and things. Sizzla actually make a post on him Instagram page. So I'm going to show you what go on this as well. Also we're going to talk about some shocking update that we get as it relates to dancehall artist Squash and of course you know his ongoing case. Also Billboard producer Kemar McGregor says 99% of reggae artists are lazy. More if you not agree with that. Also Bounty Killer has fired back and this is about some claims that was made about reggae being dead. Also the funeral date for popular dancer DHQ Chicken that was unalive has now been announced. And also we're going to talk about some weird news as it relates to Elephant Man, who is basically missing from Lil Wayne's Carter 6 album, despite, you know, some little things that come out that show that Elephant Man was actually featured on the album, is it? Or was going to be featured on the album, but we're going to talk about it. But before we're going to further into the topics, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and click the notification bell, put it on all, that way you can get notified when I post a new video. Alright people, the first thing we're going to talk about is Sizzla Kalonji being accused of violating Vybz Kartel. You understand what I'm saying, people? And this is because when Vybz Kartel pull out of the show because he never get the rest of his money, it's like Sizzla was saying that him had the new headliner and stuff like that. Him also wanted the same money where Vybz Kartel get. You see me? Sizzla get called out wicked. I'm going to actually play a clip so you can hear what go on. But before I play the clip, I'm going to actually read an article that kind of give a little bit of understanding. You see me? So when I play the clip, you know kind of understand where everything has stemmed from and stuff like that. So I could get into this story. Some of you might know some of the things I'm going to say, but if you know some of the things, you can stick around same way because I say I have a video for play where Sizzla get called out. Anyway, this is what the article is saying. Sizzla demanded Vybz Kartel level fee before withdrawing from One Caribbean Music Fest, say Trinidad promoter. In the aftermath of the disastrous One Caribbean Music Festival held on May the 31st, 2025, promoter Odin Anderson of Jacko Entertainment has broken his silence, revealing that reggae icon Sizzla Kalonji withdrew from the event after requesting a fee equal to that of dancehall star Vybz Kartel. According to a Q&A with ET&T, Anderson explained that the withdrawal of Kartel, who was contracted for US $1.35 million, triggered a financial and logistical domino effect that caused several other acts to pull out. Although Sizzla was already in Trinidad and ready to perform, Anderson said his team was blindsided by a last-minute fee increase. Whilst I believe Sizzla is worth any price he calls and values himself and esteem or as an esteemed reggae icon and countryman, I could not in good conscience pay the new price just to have him save the day, knowing a significant portion of persons would be asking for refunds after the show, Anderson stated. According to Anderson, his team was prepared to pay Sizzla originally agreed balance, but when the fee was suddenly increased, presumably to match or come close to Kartel fee, the deal collapsed. Unfortunately, there was a request for significantly more, and when we could not meet the new demand on such short notice, they opted to withdraw. That was their right, but it was not the original agreement, he clarified. The incident has fueled widespread frustration among fans and attendees, many of whom paid high prices for tickets expecting performances from major headliners including Vybz Kartel, Sizzla, Malidan and Molly. Anderson emphasized that aside from Chronic Law, no international acts took the stage, despite most receiving deposits. Anderson concluded by saying he takes full responsibility for the event's shortcomings, acknowledging the difficulties in managing foreign currency logistics and last-minute changes. Refund discussions are underway, though the promoter admitted the company is in a very dark financial hole. As the fallout continues, Anderson is calling for mutual accountability amongst all parties and hopes to rebuild trust with fans and performers alike. Let's resolve this. Let's repay what's due. Let's rebuild. If not together, then at least with mutual respect. Yeah, my people. So, I'm going to ask you a question before I play the video. Zine, being that Vybz Kartel pull out, right? And then Sizzla wanted the same money, or close to the same money where Vybz Kartel want. And that wasn't the original contractual fee. And Sizzla pull out. Zine, being that that wasn't the original agreement, Sizzla would have been the one who breached the contract. Now, so it go. That means Sizzla would have to give him back the money. Tell me if that what me I say makes sense. Wouldn't it be a different case as it relates to Vybz Kartel, who was supposed to get a certain money and he never get it? So Vybz Kartel pull out for that reason, because the breach would have been on the promoter side. I remember me telling us that Sizzla Kalanje had made a post responding to the claims that was made by the promoter as it relates to the whole money thing what we just read, right? So him repost this on him Instagram page, right? It's a clarity of information for the One Caribbean Music Festival. Sizzla did not tell the promoter to pay him what he paid the other artists that did not make it to close the show. That's a blatant lie. We simply said to the promoter in a meeting, when he still didn't offer to pay us the 50% of our original contractual amount, that he should pay us the 50% that he was going to pay the artist that was to headline the show and didn't appear, and I will headline the show. Despite our contract for 50% down payment, I had started the show with 10% down, which is not acceptable, all because of Trinidad, and you still didn't give us the 50% owed to us, even at my arrival at the hotel. Despite all what took place, I genuinely think the promoter and sponsors did a very good job. It's just that the headliner didn't appear. We sat in the hotel room waiting on the promoter to get back to us after the meeting, and he didn't. They left us standing there. So even if I was going to do the show without the other 50% owed to us, the promoter didn't get back to us the whole night. We waited and waited and nothing happened. I fell asleep. LOL. I'm still happy. I went to the studio and compiled my album with some very talented local acts. We're moving on. We love Trinidad. One love Trinidad. Miguel Collins. Yes, it. So that's how Sizzla Kalanje have to say as it relates to that whole situation. Yes, it. Anyway, make we get to that clip where Sizzla is being called out. You can tell me if you agree or not in the comment section.
Holy pound of fall off. You don't have the high demand no more. People now look for you no more. So if somebody are going to try with you as an artist, and at this you are going to do, to them not going to use you again, brother. You mess it up for other artists. Kartel have fix things and I put it in a way that later on you can also get on at high demands and charge more money. For years, we as reggae people have been held down and been underpaid. And now, one person come out and show and say, we don't have to no longer be underpaid. Alright. You don't remember say, Kartel was always a high paying artist. Let me show you what happened. One time, Kartel and Sting happenings, the problem we have with Ling. A whole heap of money in charge Ling, and Ling don't want to pay the money. So the man said, nah, work for Ling because Ling don't want to pay him. Kartel was always like this. So nobody can come tell me, say, because Kartel and me a friend. Kartel for make me slide with $2. No, business are business. Business a business. You don't make a man slide because you want him a friend, because what he will do next will surprise you. The same man that you make slide will use a next man to keep a party and make the man go through him keeping the party and him get the money where you forget. What he's charging your fee, but him a take piece out tight and give you when feel for give you. You can't make friends pass. Charge where you charge and hold on to where you charge, brother. Sizzla, you don't worth $1.3 million. So that was unfair of you to pull out of the Trinidad show to say that you are the headliner now. Kartel is not. You was not the headliner from beginning. So you won't be the headliner now, even if Kartel drop out of the show. You are not the headliner. So Kartel is still the headliner even though he did not show up. $1.3 million Sizzla did want to perform in a Trinidad. And Sizzla was not going to make the man make back his money. So how Sizzla want to charge somebody where him can't make them make back? Wanna tell me say me wrong if me wrong. Can Sizzla make a promoter make back $1.3 million? Can you be confident in yourself to say Sizzla can make the promoter make back him $1.3 million? Me not believe that. It's no way Sizzla was going to make an artist, a person get back their money, a promoter, make back their money after paying him $1.3 million. You would lose your money. So the game is not to make a promoter lose. It's to make a promoter smile at the end of the show so that he can keep more shows. That's the game plan. The game plan is to make sure that when a promoter finish a party, he smiled and said, I am booking you next year around this time. Not to make a promoter be upset. That promoter will not book Sizzla Kalonji again. Because that was unfair. Kartel price is Kartel price. Kartel is on high demand. His price is up there. You guys fall off, Sizzla. You guys fall off. You are not the hottest artist. You don't have no new tune. You are not on high demand. You're not on high demand. If you was on high demand, when you was on high demand, did you ever charge $1.3 million? Go back in the whole of your career as being an artist, Sizzla Kalonji. Me want Kevin to talk to you. Looking at my face when me attack. Go back and research your payments of what you charge when you was an artist. Dry cry, even tears, even my heart cry. Who cares? Thank you, mama, for the 9 months you carry me. Sizzla Kalonji, go back and check if you ever charge $1.3 million in your whole career. Ever. And if not, what is the highest money Sizzla have ever charged? With all due respect, not even Bounty Killer charge a money there. Not even Beenie Man charge a money there. Not even Bob Marley charge a money there. Not even Barry Salmon charge a money there. With all due respect for my Jamaican artists, not even Buju Banton charge a money there. Elephant Man, the energy God na charge a money there. The only person came and break this cycle and charge this amount of money and get it is an only person Vybz Kartel. You have never charged this money, Sizzla. Why now? Why are you trying to play yourself? Why are you trying to put yourself in a lane where you don't belongs? The only person second this list on my list that I said can charge $1 million in America is Popcorn. Popcorn have Drake around him. Popcorn know a lot of hip-hop artists. Popcorn have some good hits underneath his belt. He had a good run. Popcorn is still relevant. Popcorn is loved by many. Popcorn have girl tune. Popcorn have gangster tune. New York people love him. New Jersey people love him. Connecticut people love him. Popcorn can charge $1 million. Me no see the other artists we can do it. Cause me hear one look enough ear face boy. I say push on away art. Push on away art. Push on away art. Push on away art. Popcorn can do it. I wanna underestimate the artists them. And the underestimated artists them we underestimate themselves. Some of these underestimate themselves. Some of them artists here underestimate themselves. Because they could have been doing this a long time ago. Charging the type of money Vybz Kartel charge. I don't care what you want to say. If you want me in your city, it a go cost you a couple milli. US dollar where can't fit in your billy. You never hear the man say it. Kartel no beat no bush. Trinidad did not expose Vybz Kartel for doing the charging the price that he charged. Because he speak about what he got from Joe. And him said nobody else can pay him. Remember when the man come out of jail, you know? The man said the only person can pay him, what him a go charge, is Joe. Not Leng. Because Leng no like pay. So the man never have no trust in a Leng for say, give Leng the first show. Or the second. Or the third. Him not have nothing in him say about give Leng no show. Alright? So Kartel now go Leng because him know say Leng cheap. Leng can't pay him. Right? And badness now run this world no more. Remember that Joe came out and said Reggae Soundfest, the king will be crowned in Reggae Soundfest. So there's a king that's going to be crowned at Reggae Soundfest. And that a Kartel. All the fight wanna fight the man. All the uno are beneath the man. Uno. Our wanna do it. Because everybody else worldwide love Kartel. And we are the only one where bring down Kartel. Kartel never hide in price. Kartel never hide in price. Anyway, Kartel go Kartel basically air out in price. Him not hide it. Because him want to know say, had this him charge. And me see people that come out and talk about, well, if Kartel is charging this, then them person are going to charge it and them not going to get no date yet. Them not going to get no date.
Alright, my people, so we're going to say, when I agree or when I feel like say no, sir, Sizzla worth that money. When I feel like Sizzla can make a promoter make back that money there if him spend 1.8 million. You see me? The promoter, I think, knows that the crowd are really Vybz Kartel them forward for, and that's just the plain truth. Or most people forward for Vybz Kartel. Anyway, my people, let me know anything about this in the comment section. Next thing we're going to talk about is the promoter who is now in fear for his life, my people, because the money we him use to pay Kartel and the rest of them are borrow money, basically, you see it. Me not even a pretty it up. So make we get into this article and only can tell more than I think. So the story is saying, Kartel concert promoter fearful of his life. The promoter of the flop Adidja Vybz Kartel Palmer concert says he is now fearful for his life. Speaking with Guardian Media yesterday, Odin Anderson, who runs Jacko Entertainment, said he was now in trouble because he had to borrow the money to fund the concert and is now finding difficulty in paying it back. Kartel said the fans get robbed, his supporters get robbed, I get robbed too, because right now my life is in danger because of borrowing investors' money. I cannot pay it back. The shareholders have to get paid. Other service suppliers have to get paid. So my next step is to try to find a common grounds to work it out. And this is said. Police on Tuesday said it was looking into the financial dealings of Jacko Entertainment after it was revealed an initial US $950,000 was paid to Kartel to headline last Saturday's One Caribbean Music Festival. Palmer was contracted for a total of $1.35 million to perform at the concert, which also featured other major foreign acts, including Sizzla. I don't know all of them things. Anderson has defended how he sourced the US funds for the foreign acts, saying it was done above board. Leading up to the concert, Defense Minister Wayne Sturge has raised concerns over some items on Kartel itinerary and debarred some of them, resulting in some of changes being made to the artist's intended schedule. Yesterday, Anderson said it was this that triggered Kartel reluctance to come on the country. However, he argued that this should have been addressed rather than Kartel abandoning his fans. My problem is not him cancelling. My problem is the time he do it. If he knew he was uncomfortable with the government restriction on him, I find weeks before or days before he could have said it and make a notice to the public. Well, I'm not comfortable performing in Trinidad at the moment because of the stance the government take, and I would make preparations to postpone the show to move forward, Anderson said. Despite Anderson's claims, Kartel had taken to social media indicating to his fans that he had no issues with the TNT government's action. The problem lies in where the promoter took it upon himself and tried to fill Vybz Kartel itinerary with things that had nothing to do with Vybz Kartel performance. And rightfully so, the defense minister pulled the plug on that part of the itinerary, and there is no problem right there. Vybz Kartel represents for Trinidad, represents for Jamaica, as a matter of fact, represent for the entire Caribbean. Yesterday, Anderson also said up to hours before the concert, he had offered to shuttle Kartel into the country via a private jet, but was rejected, along with other factors to address Kartel concerns to a financial breach in his contract. Anderson said his attorneys had written to the attorneys representing the artists who failed to perform, requesting that they detail what were the supposed breaches in the contracts before proceeding. So lawyer business I get involved now, my people. Yo, may I tell you, this thing is going to, it's something we're going to go on for a while unless money get returned and all them thing there. We're so the man of fear theme life right now. Anyway, my people, let me know anything about this in the comment section. Next thing we're going to talk about is some update that we got as it relates to dancehall artist Squash. You see, my people. So this is what the story I say. Federal prosecutors take charge of Squash case. The case of dancehall entertainer Squash has taken a turn with federal prosecutors stepping in to take over the matter. The entertainer, whose given name is Nger Maurice Whitaker, will now have to defend himself in a federal court after the original charges in Miami were dropped. Our US-based correspondent William Mitchell has been tracking the story and files his report. Squash criminal case in Miami-Dade County is over, but it's not good news for the entertainer as he is now in hot water with federal prosecutors. Presiding Judge Ariel Rodriguez agreed with the prosecution's request to close the case on Wednesday, June the 5th. At the time, Squash was in the middle of an arraignment hearing. It's understood that Squash arraignment was halted in the local courts with federal prosecutors stepped in and announced they intended to take charge of the case. On March 26, the self-styled Six Boss entered a plea of not guilty. He also requested that he receive a jury trial. Under American law, the arraignment is the first step in determining if a felony charge will head to trial. That trial now appears set to take place at the federal level. The charges of possession of a modified tool and carrying a concealed weapon without a permit have been officially dropped. In their place are two new charges, one count of being an alien in possession of a tool or ammunition and one count of unlawful possession of a machine gun. Our source in the state attorney office in Miami says the new federal charges carry stiffer penalties than the original local charges. Each charges can lend you up to 10 10 years in prison. Both also carry a mandatory minimum sentence of 15 years if there are previous convictions. If convicted of being an alien in possession of a tool, you also face a high probability of deportation. Our source also pointed out that it's not uncommon for federal prosecutors to request jurisdiction of a case as the local and federal authorities work closely on several matters. Several queries from our news center put to the law firm in Miami representing the entertainer have gone unanswered. When the entertainer was arrested in February this year, court and arrest records reveal a member of the Federal Bureau of Investigation had observed Squash being handed a black item believed to be a tool. When Squash and a second man, Zid and George Prescott, were stopped by police and consented to a search, the same black item, which turned out to be a modified tool, was found in the passenger side glove compartment of the car where the entertainer had been sitting. As of news time, it's unclear when the entertainer would be returning to court. For the time being, Squash remains a guest of the Federal Bureau of Prisons at the Federal Detention Center in Miami. So yeah, my people, that not sound like good news at all. Obviously, them say that the new charges them carry stiffer penalties as it. And you don't know what the Jamaicans react to it. Somebody say, oh, the feds have a conviction rate that is over 90% for any case they bill. This not look good. Somebody say, unfortunately, this is not good. When the feds get involved, they have already created a solid case. Somebody say, this not look good, sound good, or smell good. Somebody said they are definitely going for much more serious charge. Ah, boy, people, everybody, well, when you hear the comments, them, you see me, people them feel like so this not look good at all. But only can tell me anything about this in the comment section. So the next thing we're going to talk about is Billboard producer Kemar McGregor, who says that 99% of reggae artists, them lazy, yeah, my people. So make we get into this story and thing, you see me. So it's a 99% of reggae artists are lazy, says producer Kemar Flavor McGregor. Music producer and CEO of Billboard King Records, Kemar Flavor McGregor, says 99% of reggae artists are lazy. He made the comment as he weighed in on the debate on whether reggae music is being sidelined in favor of dancehall music. Speaking on Irie FM Entertainment Buzz, with host Kashima Francis and DJ Bones, McGregor said from his experience, it wasn't that producers weren't seeking out reggae artists, but the reggae artists almost always have flippant excuses for not making new music. The debate stems from a comment made by Fantan Moja on Easy Skanking Road to Success with Kashima Francis recently, when he attempted to call out selectors for neglecting reggae music in their sets. Flavor appeared alongside reggae songstress Etana on the E-Buzz to discuss their charity cause in aid of the Augustown community and upcoming musical projects involving international artist Snoop Dogg and Rick Ross, among others. Yeah, my people. So when you think about what I say, when I agree, when I feel like say, you know, and like producers are people who want to work with the reggae artists, the reggae artists just not putting out enough efforts for make new music and all these things or anything. And I feel like say reggae music is being sidelined right now in a 2025 for dancehall. More want to tell me in the comment section, is it? And the next thing we're gonna move on to is a 5-star general bounty killer who is now firing back at some claims that he's being made that reggae is actually dead, is it? So this is what the story I say. Bounty killer claps back at reggae is dead claims. Dancehall heavyweight Bounty Killer is pushing back against the critics who says reggae is dead. To prove his point, the veteran artist shared news of YG Marley's global success with his hit Praise Jah in the Moonlight, which has officially sold over 5 million units worldwide. In his Instagram caption, Bounty fired off, "Who did I say reggae did again?" He added, "Yeah, I only can say it is because he's a Marley. The man sang Bad No Brown Skirt. Salute to the culture and congratulations YG Marley." As of May the 28th, Praise Jah in the Moonlight, which samples his grandfather Bob Marley's song Crisis, stands as one of the most successful reggae singles in recent years. In related news, Mavado Massacre and Idonia have been added to Bounty Killer's highly anticipated first US concert at at the Barclays Center in New York on July the 5th. So yeah, my people, we're anything about what Bounty I say, and also we're anything him using YG Marley as an example. And I think that example actually fits the criteria for proof say reggae is alive and up and running. More want to tell me in the comment section. So the next thing we're going to talk about is some information that we're getting regarding Elephant Man not being on Lil Wayne's new album, The Carter 6. So you don't know, a little bit of information was revealed. So this has come from World Music Views. So it's an Elephant Man missing from final The Carter 6 tracklist despite earlier reports. Despite earlier reports suggesting that Jamaican dancehall icon Elephant Man would appear on Lil Wayne's long-awaited album, The Carter 6, the newly revealed official tracklist shows no sign of the energy god. In April, Rolling Stone included Elephant Man among the featured guests for The Carter 6, sparking excitement from fans of both hip-hop and dancehall. However, the finalized 19 tracks lineup released on Thursday by Young Money and Republic makes no mention of him. Instead, the album features collaboration with artists like 2 Chainz, Big Sean, Jelly Roll, Manny Fresh, Wyclef Jean, Andrea Bocelli, and even Wayne's own son, Cameron Carter. Ellie himself reposted the news, but he did not confirm whether or not he recorded a collaboration with the New Orleans rapper. One track number 13, Peanuts 2 and Elephant, may have initially fueled speculation about Elephant Man's involvement, but the credits list no feature, suggesting the title may have been misunderstood or reworked during the final stages of production. The Carter 6 is Lil Wayne's first full-length album since 2020's Funeral, set for release at midnight, is it? So that's what's going on, my people. Only can tell me anything about this in the comment section. So the next thing we're going to talk about is an update that we got as it relates to the funeral date that has now been announced for DHQ Chicken, is it? So it's a Dancer Daima Attitude has used her social media platform to share a flyer detailing the final rites for her friend and fellow dancing colleague Britannia Francis, more popularly known as DHQ Chicken. The series of events leading up to the final farewell service for the late dancer will take place in Elderslie, St. Elizabeth, beginning with the graveside digging on Thursday, June the 12th at the family plot. A wake celebrating her life and legacy is set for Friday, June the 20th in the square of Elderslie, followed by her funeral service on Saturday, June the 21st at Elderslie Bethel Apostolic Church. DHQ Chicken passed away in hospital while undergoing treatment for corn wounds she sustained while attempting to leave a bar in Richmond, Manchester on Thursday, May the 8th, 2025. DHQ Chicken became a popular figure in the dancing world after emerging winner of the International Dancehall Queen competition in 2022. So yeah, my people, that's what's going on, is it? When you can tell me anything about this in the comment section.